Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we spill the beans on those big corporate filings and sometimes uncover a surprise or two, or maybe a delisting notice. Today we are diving into a special kind of report, a Form 8 from Lunai Bioworks. Incorporated, this is basically a heads up to the public about a significant event happening with the company right now. And what happened here is a pretty big deal. It involves their stock being kicked off a major stock exchange. So the date of this report is the 12th of February 2026, but the main event it is talking about happened on the 6th of February 2026. That is when Lunai Bioworks got some very unwelcome news from NASDAQ. Lunai Bioworks Incorporated, or the company as they call themselves in this report, received a written notice from NASDAQ, the folks who run the NASDAQ stock market. Now, this notice was from the part of NASDAQ that handles listing qualifications, and it basically said that NASDAQ staff has decided to delist the company's securities from the NASDAQ capital market. Imagine getting a call saying your membership at your favorite club is being revoked. This is kind of like that, but for a publicly traded company, their shares will no longer be traded on that particular exchange, NASDAQ capital market. So why is this happening? The notice from NASDAQ specifically points to a rule violation. NASDAQ listing rule 10 This rule has a requirement that a company's stock must have a minimum bid price of $1 per share. And it seems Lunai Bioworks has been struggling with this. The bid price of their securities, the price at which buyers are willing to purchase them, closed below $1 for 30 consecutive business days from the 23rd of December 2025 all the way through the 5th of February 2026. This is a pretty clear sign that investors are not valuing the company's shares very highly, or at least that the market sentiment has been very negative around the stock. Normally companies get a second chance if they fall below this minimum bid price. They usually get about 180 days to fix the issue and get their stock price back up. But here is where it gets trickier for Lunai Bioworks. The notice says that Lunai Bioworks is actually not eligible for this grace period, and the reason they cite is that the company had a reverse stock split within the past year. Specifically, they did a 1-for-10 reverse stock split back on the 30th of September 2025. A reverse stock split is when a company consolidates its existing shares into fewer higher priced shares. For example, if you own 10 shares worth $1 each after a 1-for-10 reverse split, you would now own one share worth $10. This is often done to boost a stock's price to meet exchange requirements like NASDAQ's $1 minimum. However, it seems NASDAQ views this as a move to artificially inflate the stock price without necessarily fixing the underlying business problems that caused the low price in the first place. So because they did this reverse split, they are now out of luck for a compliance period. Now, the story doesn't end there, because Lunai Bioworks is not just rolling over and accepting this. They have filed a request for a hearing to appeal NASDAQ staff's decision. This appeal is crucial. If they don't get a hearing, or if the appeal fails, their securities will be suspended from trading on the NASDAQ capital market starting the 18th of February 2026, and then NASDAQ will officially file a form called a Form 25 with the Securities and Exchange Commission to remove the company's securities from the exchange. The report clearly states, though, that there is no guarantee the appeal will be successful, so there is a lot riding on this hearing for the company and its shareholders. The other item in this report is a Regulation FD disclosure. This is basically a way for the company to make sure that any material information is shared with everyone. At the same time, it is just confirming that they are issuing this report to let everyone know about the NASDAQ staff determination letter. And just to wrap up the formalities, we see the signature of David Weinstein, the Chief Executive Officer of Lunai Bioworks Incorporated, dated the 12th of February 2026. So what does this all mean for Lunai Bioworks and its investors? Well, the immediate story is about an impending delisting from NASDAQ. That is a serious blow because it reduces the visibility and accessibility of the company's stock for many investors. It can also make it harder to raise capital in the future. The fact that they are not eligible for a compliance period due to a recent reverse stock split suggests that NASDAQ is cracking down on companies that try to use financial engineering to stay listed without addressing fundamental business issues. This tells us investors should look beyond the stock price and understand the underlying health of the business. The appeal process is their last-ditch effort to stay on NASDAQ, while a hearing stays the suspension. For now, the outcome is uncertain. If they do get delisted, they might try to list on a different, smaller exchange or trade over. The counter, which generally has lower trading volumes and less liquidity, looking beyond the immediate delisting threat. The core issue remains the company's inability to maintain a stock price above $1. This points to potential concerns about the company's financial performance, market position, or investor confidence, while we don't have detailed financial tables in this specific 8K filing other reports like their quarterly 10 Q would provide that deeper picture for now. The biggest risk is clearly the delisting itself. This can spook investors, lead to a further drop in stock price, and make it more difficult for the company to operate. If they lose the appeal and get delisted, it will be a significant challenge to overcome. In conclusion, Lunai Bioworks is in a precarious situation, facing potential delisting from Nasdaq due to FAS. Lure to meet minimum bid price requirements and the company's prior reverse stock split, preventing a grace period. Their appeal is their only hope right now, but it is an uphill battle. What are your thoughts on this situation? Will Lunai Bioworks succeed in their appeal? Or is this the beginning of the end of their Nasdaq listing? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate decoding. And hey, don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description for more real-time discussions. Thanks for watching, and well, see you in the next one.